Today on our platform, we have three directors representing three different scopes. We have Mr. Randy Baker, who's more international geographic movies and television shows. We have Mr. Udhayakumar representing Tamil film industry. And we have Miss Megan out here with us, who's a journalist, now a director. And she represents the university, Full Sail University, where she looks into the scope and the subject of it. Thank you so much for all of you for joining us. When we talk about cinema in particular, it's seen more of an artistic aspect to it. But how do you see as a subject to pursue, and what is the kind of interest that a student needs to have?
Well, here in India, it's really a multi-billion-dollar industry. Most people don't realize that the amount of films produced here in India is almost triple what we do in the United States. So it's an incredible economic growth here in India. So it's going to be more and more jobs available in the Indian cinema, and it's just going to continue to grow. Plus, there's going to be a lot of vertical markets that branch off of that. So you're going to see not only the industry grow, but the number of jobs that the industry create here in India grow as well. I love Indian movies. I just absolutely find them fascinating. There's some differences. You guys shoot at a different aspect ratio than we do. You do 2.35 to 1. We do 1.85 to 1. So you guys are skinnier, and so that you frame things a little differently because of that than we do and stuff. But you have such a broad range of cinema. I mean, it's different from country to country. It's different from language to language. It's different from religion to religion. So it's a much broader depth than what we have. We tend to go more for commercial successes, where I think Indian cinema is exploring a much broader range of topics than we are at this point.
Talking about National Geographic, it looks like a more adventure and passion-seeking aspect. It's not just you're directing a show, but you have to wait for the nature also to respond in a similar manner. Would you like to expand on that, please?
Sure. Well, I do a couple different kinds of shows for National Geographic. Some of them are more wildlife-based, while others are more just animal-based at zoos, or the one show that I just finished up was at an exotic animal hospital. So we followed a group of doctors who were operating on exotic animals. So it's more of a reality show. Some of them more documentary style, but it's a docu-style reality show that we do. So it's not something that we can script out. We just have to make stories out of what's happening in front of us. So it's a little bit different than sitting out in the bush for days at a time waiting for a lion or a tiger to come by. It's not something that you do by yourself either. Most people don't realize that when they talk about Nat Geo and doing it's a show. So we have a whole team of people, and they're all really, really good at what they're doing, from the camera people to the audio people and then the types of doctors and the zoos that we work with are just really incredible. But it's not something you can say action and cut on. You have to kind of go with the flow and be flexible while still trying to tell a story, and that's the hard part.
We have Mr. Udhayakumar sir with us, and the Indian cinema has a very, very different approach. You need songs, you need an action-packed story, and working in the Indian cinema requires a punch, a line, where. So would you like to tell us a little about that, sir?
Indian cinema itself, it varies in various aspects from the European cinema and American cinema and Russian cinema and whatnot. Maybe French movies, they talk about the Second World War, the World War, aftermath of the World War, and even Russian movies. When it started with a struggle. The film started with a struggle. When the first film was made, when Kino Nidalia was started by the three cameramen, they invented a camera in Germany. They used it for the freedom fight. And in Second World War, Hitler used it for propaganda. But whereas in India, we started telling stories. Mahabharata, Ramayana, so along with the songs. So still that song persists in Indian cinema, because majority of the people think that the song is also reality in life. That gives a sort of a feel of a catch of their past and present and future and imagination, whatnot.
What is that one quality a person must have to pursue this as a serious career?
A good producer always thinks that he invests money, he has to take back his money first, the economy wise, it's a business wise. And a producer should think of retaining the name of his company by making a good cinema. These two things are important. In the same way for director also.
That you've done so many movies and you've worked with such veteran actors. Would you like to share us one moment or one incident which has been the most memorable for you?
Every day that we face the experience of making movies, every day differs. With every actor, he has something else to express the same expression. For Rajinikanth expresses anger in a different way. Kamal Haasan expresses anger in a different way. So with that, what angle will be good, what shot will be good, like that, every day we face different experience.
When I come to your profile, you were a journalist and then you went into directing series, and you are now full-time concentrating on working with the university, Full Sail University. How would you like to share us about your journey of being a journalist and then into direction and now into teaching?
Oh goodness. Well, everything that I am today as a director and a producer came from being a journalist first and learning how to become an expert in a new field and a new subject matter every single day, and learning how to relate to strangers and people with different stories than mine every single day, and then convey their messages across a lens. Everything I learned about storytelling, I learned from journalism. And so that's kind of brought me to where I am today.
It started with serious journalism where incidents were reported, to now more like a yellow journalism where people are more interested in seeing what's happening in the other person's life, and which is more scandalizing. So what's your take on that?
It's an interesting question because people ask me this question about television and entertainment programming as well. And there's always going to be journalism and television that is pandering to the lowest common denominator, and the bad stories and the bad people. And the thing that I would love to change is for people to advocate for better programming and journalism. If we don't watch it and if we don't buy it, it doesn't get made. And so I know for me, that was part of the reason that I got out of journalism. And now the way that I cultivate my news and the way that I consume news is very intentionally. It doesn't mean that I only look for opinions that I agree with, but I look for opinion makers that I respect. And I only watch television programming that I respect the creators. It doesn't mean I always agree with the messaging, but I respect the creators and I respect the craft and the intention that went into making it.
They say that, the artist has it in them. It's an innate quality. But what is your take on it? Can this quality be taught?
I think that there are a lot of people who are incredibly creative and have great stories and great things to put into the world that have not pursued that because they don't think they're artists. It takes a lot of people out of creating, and I would encourage them that every single person has some sort of artistic expression in them. They just need the right support. Nothing is done in a vacuum, as somebody else said. Like, people work on teams, and if you're a great storyteller and not as artistic, just find artistic people to support that vision and pull them in and collaborate. That's what collaboration is all about.
And coming to right now, one of the most sensational topics, the hashtag #MeToo is taken everyone on a storm. Especially there's a lot of news when it comes to the media world. It's more highlighted there. So what is your take on this couch casting, and how would you like to comment on that?
Obviously, there's a big movement happening, and women are talking and sharing their stories, and it's creating a genuine community and camaraderie with women. The next step is that men have to take responsibility for their actions and take responsibility for the culture that they are creating in these environments. While the environment is going to change and is changing and women are standing up for themselves, the men also have to support and change, or it doesn't work.
any message that you would like to give every student who's pursuing a career in the film industry?
Yeah, well, this is a great industry to be in. You know, you can really have a job that you love doing, and that's what it's really all about. But, you know, a lot of people starting out, and we talk about this a lot, there's a gap. You know, they know what good quality is, but they're not producing that type of quality yet. And the only way to really do that is to create a body of work, just keep doing it over and over again. But we're a, instant gratification society, so a lot of young students coming in think they should just be able to jump right in and do, major motion pictures. That's not the way it works. If people who are getting into the filmmaking here in India right now, this is an incredible opportunity and an incredible time to be in filmmaking.
First of all, I thank both of them for having visited Coimbatore, because this city is having lots of creative tag behind this city. Nearly for about 25 eminent personalities. They are ruling now, right now in the film industry of India, including Satyaraj, Sivakumar, Surya, Karthik, like that, And it's a very happiest occasion for me to bring, to having these two people from Sale University, Full Sail University from US, and I personally thank them having come to interact with our students in Coimbatore. On behalf of all of us, I thank the channel Simplicity Coimbatore, and I wish you all the success.